What's up, guys? Oh no, I got the blurry thing again. Dang it. Is that any better? It's still blurry. How is it going? Ah, dang it. This keeps happening to me. Still blurry. That's a little bit better. How's it going, you guys? Happy Sunday night. Hope everybody had a good week and had a good weekend. My week's been kind of a blur. I don't even I'm having trouble keeping track of what day it is. So much stuff going on. Happy Sunday to you, Mopar man. Thanks for being here. Todd Snake still here. Looks like we got a couple other people hanging in here. We have a big cold front snow thing moving in here in Nebraska, so this should be an interesting week. So I guess I think Tuesday is supposed to be pretty bad. I don't know about tomorrow. I think maybe later in the day tomorrow we're supposed to get some stuff. I'm down in the southern end of the state, which is not going to get hit as bad as apparently up north, a little bit worse. So that should be fun. Good times. How was your week, Mopar man? How you been doing? Oh God, ice and snow in Chicago. Ugh. Hey, Chad Campster. Hello. What's going on? Getting ice and snow in Chicago. Ugh. I think we have that coming. Busy's good though. Busy's always good. It's good to be busy. The alternative is really sucks if you're not busy. So being busy can be a little stressful, but with everything, all things considered, it's much better than. Yeah, Chad, you're going to get it worse than we are, I think. Todd Snakes, hello from Dallas. Temps in the 70s. We actually had a nice day here. We were in the 60s today, but not for long. Becky is right on time, just about. All right, only like a couple minutes. Yeah, Mopar, man. Welcome, Becky. What the hell's in my pocket here? Some sort of a note I wrote to myself, and I don't know what any of it means. Yeah, I think we're only supposed to get a couple down here. So this should be some interesting times for the travel weekend, the travel week, and all that stuff. Everybody going somewhere for Thanksgiving. I think there's some family coming here for Thanksgiving, so this might be a weird time. We'll see. This always seems to happen right around Thanksgiving, though. I think we're saying 1 to 2. I didn't look down into Kansas because that's where most of my work is down there. So I need to look down a little further south and see what's going to happen down there. Which it won't hurt me. It'll just give me extra hours because I'll have to go a lot slower. So Todd's got only a 3-day work week this week. Nice. Good for you. I don't know what my week work's going to be because I have no idea. It just kind of goes. I put in 43 or 44 hours in the last 3 days. So it's been pretty crazy. Yes. Yeah, we get overtime, and so I'm assuming that with the snow coming, I'm going to be having some slow times driving. So That'll stretch out my days a little more. It doesn't bother me. I don't mind, but challenge is running good. Still love it. Love every minute of it. Kim took it out today. I was kind of laying in the bedroom next to the garage, and sort of halfway. I got home from work at about 7 o'clock this morning, so I was kind of halfway into sleep, in between sleep and wake. And she went out there and started the car, and that sucker's loud. I didn't realize. It really is. It startled me. Sounded good though. She doesn't get to drive it that much as I do, so she took it out today, ran some errands in it, and then she went to watch a movie by herself. So she went to the movie theater in it. Becky says hers sounded a little rough yesterday. Took her out. Not sure what the problem is. Kind of louder than normal, huh? Something up with your exhaust or something. I wonder. Is it running okay? Just louder? I told these guys I was driving the other day, and somehow the subject of cars and stuff came up, and they were talking about their cars and stuff, and the subject came over my cars, and I told them that I had a Dodge Challenger Scat Pack, and then I had a Tesla on order that was on the way. And I think they think I'm full of crap. I'm pretty sure they didn't believe me. It's like, well, whatever. I don't care. Hey, Sub-Zero J, what's going on? Thanks for coming in, man. Good to see you, Sub-Zero J. Always good to see you. Yeah, Becky, maybe, huh? Todd, you're lucky. Your wife won't drive your Scat Pack. Kimberly likes it. She likes the cars just about as much as I do. With her work schedule and stuff, she takes the Prius because she's got about a 120-mile round trip commute every day. So she takes the Prius because for obvious reasons, costs very little money to run that thing back and forth all day long for her. But so she doesn't get as many chances as I do to drive the Challenger. Sub-Zero says, can't wait to see Tesla. Yeah, I can't wait either. Getting excited. Should be fun. I'm hoping it comes before the weather gets too, horrible. But we'll see. It's here, like most places in the country, even when it's the middle of winter, we get those little stretches here and there where it's not too horrible. Until you get into like January, February, then at least last year, January and February was pretty rough. Like there was no good days. Last year was a really, really rough winter. Mopar Man says your wife loves your Roadrunner. Cool. That's always good. Yeah, it's good to be with somebody who likes, at least accepts some of the things you like, and if they like them too, that's even better. You shouldn't try to tell each other what to what to like or what you're into, and if you're into the same stuff like with cars or whatever, that's really cool. That just icing on the cake. You're crazier because you let her drive it. Todd Snakes, your woman likes she likes trucks. She's got a 20. What does she think of the new Tesla truck? I think it's crazy looking. I can't decide if I love it or hate it. Every time I look at it, I'm just like, what in the world? It's really bizarre, but they got to give them credit for, I guess, being different for sure. I think pretty much most people are like, what the heck is it? I don't think it's that horrible. I mean, I kind of figured it would be weird. I didn't think it would be that weird, but it has some cool features. Yeah, it'll show. It probably will. It does look. It looks like a futuristic military type vehicle. It is a weird looking thing, but the inside's pretty cool. I've seen some videos of people riding around in it. It looks pretty cool inside. A lot like the Model 3 inside, actually. And I like the feature with the ramp that goes down and all that. It's got some cool ideas and it's very innovative. And I got to give them credit for being different for sure, being ahead of their time. But they may be a little too far ahead of their time on this one. We'll see. Although it sounds like they've gotten about 150,000 orders in the first day or so. So I don't know. Yeah, everyone wants to talk about the window that broke. You know, they tested that a million times and then it broke when they did it live. Of course, you know, that's how things always work out for you. You know, they didn't just throw that thing the first time. They probably tried that out a bunch of times to make sure it wasn't going to break. And then, of course, live, it broke. Typical the way things go for you when you try something like that. Yeah, it does. It looks like a lot of pictures today of the Pontiac Aztec and the DeLorean having a baby or whatever. Yeah, it's crazy looking. But the performance version will go 0 to 60 in less than 3 seconds, so that's pretty cool for a truck. The regular version is like 4 something, I think. I think 500-mile range on the battery, which is that's pretty damn good. So I forget how much it can tow, quite a bit though. Yeah, Sub-Zero. I wonder too if it is a success, if you're going to see the other truck manufacturers kind of start going in that direction. We'll see what happens. They're definitely shaking things up. Todd Snick, your coworker, put in an order for one. That sounds like a lot of people did. So it's going to be interesting because I can't imagine seeing one on the road, but I suppose I will be because they're ordering the heck out of them. I think the best reason to have one is just so people can look at it and be like, "What the hell?" That'd be the most fun part of it. That, and if you got the performance one that was 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds or whatever it is, that'd be pretty cool. But it would be cool just to freak people out. I don't know if I want to spend $50,000 to freak people out. But. Hey, Molly 392, what's going on? The thing with cars like that, though, is once you see a few, it's going to start to look normal, and it'll look just like, it's like, oh, it's one of those trucks, it'll look normal after a while. And I think a lot of people who hate it, like myself, who thinks it's really weird, it'll probably tend to grow on me looks wise, like most things do. Every new car design looks weird at first until you kind of get used to it and see it in real life a few times. Dominic, hello, Dominic. Hey, Chad, what's up? Oh, you're saying about the new Challenger concept. Yeah. I don't know what that was. I just saw it and thought it was interesting. I thought I'd throw a really quick video. I think it was like 2 minutes long. So, yeah, I thought it was a pretty wild looking car. But who knows if after the Tesla design, nothing looks that wild. So it may be what they're going to do. We still got 3 years to find out, I guess, if they even do it in 2023. And that was drawn by a guy who works for FCA. So who knows? Yeah. Yeah, that Challenger did kind of that pointy nose and I mean, I think it looked kind of cool, a little crazy looking, but kind of cool. If they actually built it, I'm sure it would look really cool. I keep saying this over and over, but the tricky part is that the car looks so damn good now, it's going to be hard to redesign that thing. They're going to have to, but it's a gamble. What if it's not a hit and everybody hates it? I wouldn't want to be the guys designing it because I don't want to be responsible I don't want to pull a Camaro, have it come out and everybody be like, oh, what the hell is that? Todd Snake says your coworker took you for a ride in his Model S, and it's the fastest car you've ever ridden in. Scary fast and so quiet. Yeah, it's weird in those cars because they're so fast and they don't make any noise. It's a strange sensation. It's like it's like you're on some kind of a slingshot rail or something. Like you're on a roller coaster car that has a giant rubber band that you just let go and it just shoots you forward because there's really no sound. Chad, hopefully you'll have your Skepeg wad body for 2021. Cool. What do you guys think of that 50th anniversary Challenger stuff with the colors and the badging and the special wheels? I think it looks pretty good. I really like that gold. Dominic says it just needs a diet. Yeah. Yeah, Tesla's making some nice cars. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I think anybody who doesn't like them, if they got in one, they change their mind because they're pretty cool. Pretty impressive cars. Boise City. What's up, Boise City? Motley. Motley 392 says, just like me, very fast and makes no noise. Just ask my wife. I'll show myself out. Oh, God, you guys are hilarious. Yeah, Mopar, I think so too. But I really like the wheels and that, with the black hood and the shaker. And that gold color just jumps out at me. I really, really like that color. Don't usually kind of like that color, but boy, that Challenger with the black accents and everything, it looks really nice, I think. Yeah, I know, $6,000 and you're really not getting any more performance. You're just getting Sub-Zero. I hear what you're saying. You're not getting any extra performance or anything. You're just getting appearance basically, and for $6,000 extra over the regular price of the car, which is, I don't know. Uh-oh, Boise City's pissed off. What's up? Chad says you want a wide body shaker 50th. You're looking at 13 grand over Scat Pack. Yeah. I think if I had the money to buy one, I would definitely pick the gold. It just looks really sweet on that car. It's a good muscle car color, I think. Uh-oh, Boise City, you got car issues? Crap. And your job is screwing you over on hours? Oh, man. My job's running me like crazy. Like 16-hour days. It's easy, though. It's kind of hard to explain. It's like not having a job, kind of. You're just driving around. But I had an issue a few nights ago where I was so tired on the highway, and it was like 5 o'clock in the morning or something. I can't remember what time it was now. But I was really having a struggle staying awake. I had to roll windows down, crank the radio up. I was slapping myself in the face. I was singing really loud because I just couldn't stay awake. I was pretty scared, actually. Finally got to a little city where I could stop at a place, and I got a energy drink and some coffee and walked around in the cold air for a while and stuff. And that snapped me. Sorry, guys. That snapped me out of it enough to. I got a problem here. Snapped me out of it enough to get home, at least, That was pretty scary, though. Boise City says, however, on a positive note, you finally got your CNA. Oh, sweet. Cool. Yeah, Mopar, you work. I know you say you work a lot, so. And your job's hard. So mine is super easy, and I really enjoy driving like that, so it doesn't bother me. It gives me a lot of time to think about videos and YouTube stuff and all that stuff that I want to do. So that part of it's kind of cool. I'm trying to figure something out here, guys. I got issues. How's that? That's probably a little better. Very professional here. I got stuff falling over. There we go. Oh God! Then you had radiator leaking too. So you're not having much luck when you're in the old car department the last week or so, huh? Here I go again. I was all ready before I hit go live, and now it's all messed up. Okay, I think we're good now. Yeah, congratulations on the achievement, though. That's cool. Too bad your car's not cooperating with you, but there could be worse things. Am I making you guys dizzy? Getting seasick watching this? Boise City said you did, however, buy some of the radiator leak seal stuff and you put it in your car. Seems to be working, so we'll see. I've used that before in an old Saturn that I had that was started overheating one day on the way home from Omaha in the middle of nowhere by myself out on a road with really nowhere. So I finally went into some town and found some of that stuff, put it in there, and it got me, cured the problem, got me home. I know a lot of people don't like that stuff being in there, but this was like $1,000 Saturn, so I wasn't too worried about it. Oh, cool. So you got a second job, Boise, and it's close to your house. So that, yeah, it's always nice to work close to the house. Very nice. When I worked at the grocery store, I was just down the street from my house, and same at the auto parts store, Napa, and all that. So that's cool. Before that, I worked like 30 miles from home, which kind of got old after a while. All right, Tail Happy, 18-hour round trip, 1,100 miles, and you're the proud new owner of a Charger Hellcat wide body. That is so sweet, dude. Congratulations. Good news. Yeah, that's exciting. I got my heart pumping a little bit. Awesome, dude. Very cool. That's making me smile. That's made my day. That's good news, man. Yeah, definitely send some pics for sure, for sure, for sure. Sky, what's up, Sky? So it's your Sky Pack's at Todd Snake's at 994 miles. You hit your 1,000 miles tomorrow on the way to work. It's a big milestone. I remember when I hit 1,000 miles. I just hit 20,000 a while back, so we got about 20,200 on it now or something. Yeah, only race it in Mexico. This guy says his car popped an error code. Oh man, intake manifold. Dealer's going to replace your intake manifold. Well, that sucks, but at least it's getting taken care of. John Quinn, is your 392 your daily driver? It's sort of a daily driver around here. Ours is anyway. Not as much as it used to be, but it kind of is, I would say. We have a bunch of cars here. Yeah, boys, he said he's got a good request there. 2 or 3 burnouts to break in on video, of course. In Mexico. Somewhere way out in Mexico on a highway with a cornfield on one side and no people around. Yeah, Tail Happy, give us all the details on the car color and interior. And is it the one you were talking about? Hey, thank you, Mopar man. Thanks, dude. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Says Joey, hope this helps a little, buddy. Guess it can't hurt. Yeah, it definitely can't hurt. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. That's so cool of you. You rock, dude. Chad says next to an avocado plantation. Thanks, Mopar, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate all the support you give the channel. That's incredible. Very, very super cool. I can't say enough. Well, if you're next to an avocado plantation, walk out there and get me a few of them because that's like my favorite food. Yeah, at least it's getting fixed. T-Man21 says that new Tesla truck is fugly. That seems to be the consensus, but it's kind of interesting for sure. It's growing on me a little bit already, so we'll see. I don't know. Mopar Man says, love the channel. You're down to earth and a metalhead. Hell yeah. I try to be, I think I'm down to earth. I'm glad you like the channel, man. That's important to me that people enjoy the channel. Just kind of like to just have like a normal guy kind of channel, and hopefully people enjoy that. And a metalhead forever, always, always will be. Always, always, always. If you, yeah, T-Man, if you say you think all the cars will be electric one day, I don't know about how soon that'll happen, but it's happening quick. If you look beyond the surface and you see what all the car companies are doing, they're all building plants and converting plants to build electric cars and batteries and stuff. So pretty much every car company you can think of is going down that path. Some faster than others, but I just saw today VW is opening building a huge plant. I forget where, somewhere to build electric cars, and Ford and GM are converting some plants over to electric car stuff. And then you just saw the new Mach-E come out from Ford, which is not too bad looking as far as electric vehicles go. I'm not sure they should have put the Mustang name on it. They could have just left it Mach-E. I think people would have got the message that it was Mustang cousin or something, but whatever. But yeah, there's a lot of electrical stuff going on. If you look at the insider business talk and the stuff on that you can find on YouTube with the automotive experts and stuff, they're all talking about it. You can get me all the sugar beets I can handle. I don't. I'll pass on the sugar beets. Yeah, Mopar man. So it is Tail Happy. It is the one that you were looking at. 2018 black with black leather, seat belts, calipers. Sweet. 13,000. So it was. I remember you talking about that, but I wasn't sure if you were, sometimes you find something else real quick when you're looking at something. So yeah, I was wondering if that was the one. Cool. Boise thinks Elon Musk might have been on crack when he designed that truck. Mopar says he's a 54-year-old metalhead. Cool. Always, man, till death. As far as electric vehicles go, they are coming fast. Yeah. I don't think a lot of people realize it if you really pay attention, and I know you do because you're in the industry and all that stuff. But I like watch a lot of these little podcasts and webcasts and stuff, and little YouTube things from all these auto experts in Detroit, and it's the subject almost every day. Is this company's doing this electric thing? This company's converting this plant to electric, this and that, and everybody's got electric stuff coming down the pike. So it's coming. The biggest issue right now is the charging infrastructure is not in place. Tesla has a pretty good one. Nobody else. The other ones are kind of not super organized, and there's not enough of them, especially in certain areas of the country like the Midwest where there's these big open spaces. There's not enough charging facilities. And I know I've seen pictures in California where everybody's into the electric thing there already, but even at the Tesla chargers, there's huge lines. So that's going to be a problem. They got to really get that in place, or this isn't going to work. So you got to be able to pull up and get your car charged just like you pull up to get gas. Even though it's at least right now it's going to take a little longer, but you at least need to be pull up and get started. You don't want to wait in line to get started to charge for half an hour. So that's going to be a problem. Chad Camster says Elon was smoking weed with Joe Rogan when he thought of that drive. It's got cool features. I mean, it does a lot of cool stuff, and it's pretty cool. It may be ugly, but everything's ugly when it first comes out. It may grow on you. You don't know. T-Man says his biggest worry is that all traditional V8s are slowly fading out and slow. Yeah, that might be happening. Some of this is government regulation, guys. This isn't necessarily the car companies wanting to do it, or the even the public wanting electric cars that bad. Some people do, but a lot of this is they have to meet these regulations for emissions and miles per gallon and all these other things, and it's getting stricter and stricter. And at some point they're going to have to at least partially electrify a lot of cars just to meet the MPG requirements and all that. Even the Trump administration didn't. They delayed some of those rules, but they're still in place. Basically, they're still coming. So you got into the SRT pages, and the previous owner's best time was 13.6. So you don't think he beat on it much? Probably. Yeah, that's pretty good. If his best time was a 13.6, he must not have been. He wasn't messing the car up much. Good point. But he really hates that truck. Oh yeah, Chad. I'm sure in Boulder, Colorado. I see a lot of them anytime I'm in a city. But yeah, Boulder, Colorado. I mean, it's like the most liberal place in the planet. They all think they're saving the planet. Yeah, Mopar, man, exactly. I was just going to say the same thing. The companies that don't have a lot like FCA of electric stuff going on, that's why they're merging with PSA, because they do have a lot of electric stuff going on, and PSA wants to get a little bit into the trucks and muscle car thing. So good marriage there, hopefully, anyway. So Boise says that'll never grow on you. That's okay. There's some things that won't, for sure. I mean, there's some really ugly cars out there that I would, no matter how many times I look at them, they're still ugly. Like is the Nissan Juke? Is that the one I'm thinking of? That thing is horrible. And the more I see them, the uglier they get. Nevin, what's up? Nevin, muscle Mopar reliability is what? I can't tell what that's supposed. Yeah, EPA Nazis. They ruined muscle cars back in the 70s, in the early 70s. They're trying to do it again, but we'll see. The technology is a little better now, so. Todd Snake says, what type of wax? I tried all kinds of different waxes and stuff. And what to do on those on the vinyl stripe things on are they the black, matte black? There's some different companies that sell stuff to put on those stripes, but you want to keep regular wax off of them if you can. Yeah, the Pontiac Aztec was pretty hideous. We got a Mopar hater in the house. Nevin Muscle says the new 2020 Dodge is the same crap every year. Like it's getting old. Still selling them though. They're still selling them. So you don't fix what's not broken. I think the Aztec was probably a pretty useful, cool little idea. It just was so freaking ugly. It looked like Homer Simpson designed it on that episode of The Simpsons where he got to design a car. Yeah, there's a couple companies, Todd. You look it up on Google. I can't think what it's all called now, but there's they sell stuff to use on those stripes. It's supposed to work well. You want to get regular wax on them though. Oh, garbage. Okay. Yeah, Dodge is the most reliable American car, according to Consumer Reports report the other day last week. Number 9 out of 30 car makers and the only American car company in the top 10. Karen Windsor. Hello, Karen Windsor. I'm trying to catch up with some new names here. I think I got everybody. If I haven't said your name, then speak up. We've got a few new ones I'm sneaking in here, which is very, very cool. Nevin's not a hater, just you like Mopar, just stating facts. Well, I think that the facts just proved that, Dodge came in number 9 out of 30, the only American car company in the top 10. So can't argue with that too much. I mean, like a lot of their models have been around a while, like I said in my video about it. A lot of the models that they have been around a long time, so the bugs are all worked out. Boise City says something that he's angry at the EPA. Karen says her son has a Dodge Neon and loves it. You see a lot of those still running around. They must not have been too bad of a car because you still see a ton of them on the road. Yeah, EPA is always screwing with everything. Just when things start to get good, they got to try to make some new rule. Alan Osborne. Hello, Alan. What's going down? How you doing? Sky says, if for everyone's information, if anybody needs a new phone, Costco is selling Galaxy S10 for $429 this week only. Well, I'll tell you and this is mostly from, like not brand new cars, but from working at the auto parts store there for a while. One thing I noticed was, Ford sells the most pickup trucks of anybody. And as far as people coming in for parts for broken down cars they were trying to fix for pickup trucks, Chevy was far and away, I'd say at least 60% of the people coming in for anything for their pickup was a Chevy pickup that they needed parts for because it was broken down. I don't know if that's not very scientific, but it was an observation I made while I worked there. T-Man says, you hope Chevy does not actually discontinue the Camaro. I agree. A lot of people think it'd be great if they did, or it'd be funny or whatever, but I think it would suck. It's just a bad sign for the whole, sports car, muscle car, sporty car whole segment. If the Camaro goes away, that's kind of an ominous sign. It's not good. I think Mopar Man might be right. They are discontinuing it apparently, but let's hope maybe there's time that something will happen. I don't know. Mopar Man Chevys are horrible. It's a good observation. Just something that I noticed. I was, Ford sells the most pickups, but they certainly didn't need the most parts. As far as the stuff I sold, it was Chevy, and maybe, the other 40% was a tie between Dodge and Ford needing parts. But Sky says, do we really need a catch can on 392 if they're a port injection? I don't know. Everyone says to get one. I had several people, mechanic people, everybody else says first thing you need to do is get a catch can. I'm no expert, but I figured it was worth a couple $100. I got one and looks cool anyway. So don't know if it's needed. I bet Mopar Man can fill us in on that if we really need it. It won't hurt. At least I don't think. Yeah, from everything I've read, Mopar Man, it does sound like it's done. It sounds like the Camaro is a done deal, but I'm just gonna try to think positive and hope that it's not, because that would be kind of sad. Even though I'm not into them, it's a car that needs to be around. It needs to be out there. Yeah, the C8 is going to be a huge success unless something unforeseen happens. The C8 is going to be, you know. Mopar Man says yes, get the catch can. So I'll take his word for it. I got one right away after I got the car. So, although it took a while for it to come in, I ordered it from Billet Technologies and it took like 2 months, so it wasn't on there right away. But I do have it on there now. Todd Snake, with the shaker, you got to get that special bracket to get around all that. Moves it to a different spot because you can't put the regular catch can bracket won't work with the shaker. I forget how that all works now, but I know it's a little different piece you have to purchase to. I think it's slightly more complicated. It's super easy installation, but I think it's slightly more complicated with the shaker. Yeah, Mopar Man says, does it grab oil? And it really does help. Is it needed? No, but it will help. Yeah, it's not like essential. I don't think anybody ever said, but they said it definitely would help. And it definitely wouldn't hurt. And a lot of people say, well, why don't they put one on there from the factory if it needs it so bad? But the factory is never going to put something on like that on there and then tell their customers that you have to go empty that thing out every few weeks or a couple, however often, because that customer doesn't want to hear that. Normal Joe Blow customer doesn't want to say, well, here's your car, and guess what? We've got this oil catch can on here that you're going to have to go out there, even though it's easy to do. But a lot of people aren't going to want to do that. So. The new Chevy HD trucks look like they're upside down to me. I don't know much about them other than that they're ugly. So. Yeah, GM suing FCA because they can't negotiate with the UAW very well, so they're mad at other people because of it. Nevin Muscle says, what are you guys' opinions on Ford? Because people claim that Ford is better than Chrysler or Dodge. I think Ford is doing some really good things. I think their new Mustangs look great. I think that obviously the GT500 is badass. The trucks are obviously good trucks. And that new Mach-E is making a pretty big splash in the electric thing. So I think Ford's doing some decent stuff. Yeah, I did see that, Sky. They got you can get a wide body with the shaker if you get the 50th anniversary package or whatever. I think all catch cans pretty much work exactly like each other, but it just depends on how much money you want to. I got the Billet Technologies one, which is pretty pricey, but it's cool looking. It looks really nice, and don't know if it does a better job than any other one, but it looks good. But if you're in a hurry to get one, don't order from Billet Technologies. They make each one after you order it. They make them. Each one's made, as you order them. And I must have been pretty far back on the list because it took a while. I think they take half of it off your credit card when you first order it, and then the second half comes off when they ship it. Yeah, they all pretty much do the same thing, but some of them look a little nicer than others. Some of them are a little bit easier to. They're just all different. I like the Billet Technology one because it looked good, and it came with braided line, and it had little ends on the lines, which looked really good. Some of the other ones just had a plain vinyl, uh, whatever lines, and it just stuck on there, and there was no ends on these. So I have little end cap things. That just looks kind of nice. I just thought it looked good, so I put a lot of time and money into making the car look good. So I figured a little bit extra money for that to look good under there was worth it to me. I just ordered it straight from the company at Billet Technologies. Mopar Man says Ford is okay. They're having a lot of problems there with their manual transmissions. Now their automatic transmissions are slipping. The 10 and 10. Oh, yeah. I drive a Ford at work, an Expedition. I'm pretty happy with it so far. Been driving that thing. I don't know. I've probably driven it a few thousand miles now. And it's pretty good truck. I've gotten in some deep mud, and you have to drive down in little ditches next to the railroad tracks in it and stuff. It does pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with that car. It's comfortable. Pretty impressed with that Expedition, I have to say. It's not bad. On the other hand, at Napa, I drove a Ford Fiesta sometimes to deliver, and it did have I got stranded one day. The transmission, I probably could have limped it home. It wasn't. If it was my car, I probably would have drove it home, but it wasn't my car, so I pulled over and called work, and they had a tow truck come and get me because it kept shifting itself into neutral on the highway, and then all the lights on the dashboard came on. So there was transmission issues and all kinds of other problems. Like every light on the dashboard came on. The car was still running and I could drive it, but every few seconds, or not every few seconds, every couple minutes, it would like go into neutral, and then I'd have to put it back into neutral and back into gear again, I think, to get it to go again. So seeing that it wasn't my vehicle and I wasn't going to mess with it, I pulled over, called work, and they had to have it towed in. So there was a transmission problem on that thing. Cadillac's number 30 on the list of 30 for dependability, which I was a little surprised by that. Yeah, that Mary Barra from GM's I don't know if she's the person that should be in charge there. Yeah, Billet Technologies, I think it took 2 months. Because like I said, they don't have a bunch just in stock that they just pick up and send you. You order it, you tell them what finish you want, and there's a bunch of different colors you can get. I just got the polished aluminum. I decided against a color because I couldn't decide on a color, so I just decided to get polished aluminum. You can get them engraved and all these other things too. So they kind of make them as you order them, and they're a pretty popular item, and it's a small company, so I think they're pretty backed up. So you get on the list, and when they get to you, they make yours and send it to you. Yeah, GM's got, they just got through the UAW strike. The only thing they've had go well for them is the C8 Corvette. Everything else seems kind of be not doing well for them. And the other, you got Ford and you got FCA that are both kind of having some successes, and they seem to be chugging along just fine and doing good. And FCA merging with bigger other companies and all that. And then it just seems like GM's just kind of lost right now, other than the C8 Corvette. Nevin Muscle says, I know how people like manuals on muscle cars. I do. I like manuals because they're more fun. But you like automatics. There's nothing wrong with automatics either, but people have to realize, yeah, they're dying. Yeah, manuals are definitely dying. There's not going to, manuals, just not going to see them very much anymore. There's more electric cars sold last year in purely all electric cars sold better than cars with manual transmissions last year. So that tells you something right there. They're definitely going away. And I think I have one of the last few years of a muscle car that's going to have a manual transmission. So I like it. I think it's just so much more fun, even though it's a little slower. It's much more fun driving experience. I think the Silverado, BP, what's up, BP? You thought the Silverado 15 was doing okay? It probably is. I mean, I don't think every single vehicle in the lineup is crappy, or not that they're crappy, but not doing well. I mean, like all their cars are junk, not selling well. And it's just personal taste too. I think that their styling has been off, other than again the C8 Corvette. Everything else with the GM styling has been off. The trucks look weird. I think the Dodge and the Ford look way nicer. They're both good looking trucks, and I think most people will agree, unless you're just a hardcore Chevy fan and you're going to like whatever they put out. I think the average person looks at those three trucks and thinks, well, the Ford looks good, the Dodge looks good, and Chevy looks kind of weird. I don't know what they're doing. This guy says, Joey, my driveway is on a slant. When I put the car in reverse, it still rolls forward. Still rolls forward. I don't know. Yeah, the automatics have come a long way. When I was a kid, when I was young, automatics weren't for, everyone wanted a manual transmission. You could shift it quicker, and it was more fun and all that stuff, and it was kind of considered the thing. And now automatics have gotten so much better. They shift so fast now. We got a lot of chat going on here. I'm trying to catch up on some of it. Todd Snake, your son works at Summit Racing in Arlington, Texas, and you get some pretty good discounts. Cool. That's a good thing. Yep, the new Hot Rod Mustang automatic only the same with the Red Eye Challenger, and all this stuff coming out is the C8 Corvette stuff automatic only. Now they're not even having the regular shifter on the automatics. It's dials and buttons and stuff on everything now. So definitely a changing. It's all good though, as long as it still performs really well, and that's all that really matters. Boise thinks that by 2020, General Motors is going to be asking for a second bailout from the federal government. Could be right, Boise, because suddenly that lady running GM, who is a big anti-Trump hater person, suddenly is being much nicer to him and wanting to talk to him and stuff like that, and trying to get along with him. So maybe she's got some kind of she's foreseeing a possible need for money from the federal government. I don't know. There are catch cans for the shaker. They just have to. There's a different bracket. It's got to bring it out like farther, or not. It has to. It attaches to something else. If you go on, I know at least on Bill of Technology's website, there's a different one for the shaker. It's the same can, but it's got a different way that it mounts, because it can't mount the normal way because the shaker's in the way. So I don't know much about it because I don't have a shaker, but I do know for a fact that they have one for the shaker. You mount it to a different spot under there. I can't remember how it works now. You just got to make sure you order the right one because there's one for the regular and one for the shaker, and they're different. Yeah, I believe the shaker just adapts or just it just mounts to a completely different spot under the hood than the regular one. It brings it in from a different direction. We're almost going to an hour already. Damn, guys. Becky says her car drifts back a little bit on an incline. I think they all do it a little bit, don't they? My manual doesn't drift back. It holds you on the hill for even if you. Yeah, I know they did some different stuff. Since I don't have the shaker, I didn't pay that much attention, but I definitely know that it's doable. They do make parts, and it is something that people buy. I'm chugging Lipton diet green tea with mixed berries. Sub-Zero says, "Oh hey Joey, you put you in track mode and then put it in launch mode on an empty road, and oh my, that was I bet." I recommend Billet Technologies. It's a little more expensive than the other ones, but it's really nice, and you'll be impressed when pretty impressed with the actual product. It's pretty nice. It's nice stuff. You can just tell as soon as you touch it. It's like, oh, this is nice. Boise says the 8-speed auto that Chrysler is using is 10 times better than the 10-speed that GM and Ford are using. Nevin asks, one of the YouTubers said that Hellcats are more reliable than Scat Packs. Is that true? Mopar Man says that 8-speed Chrysler's running right now is great. That's a fantastic transmission. I hear a lot of good things about that. I even saw what's his name, Street Speed the other day. Got into a guy's Mopar with the 8-speed automatic, commenting on how great it felt and how quick it shifted. And Sub-Zero says, so Joey, do you think the price increase? I don't know on that 50th anniversary because you don't get any performance or anything out of it. You just get appearance and $6,000 over. So I don't know. Hard to say. And will it be worth more someday or something? Who knows? I don't know. This guy says yes because people wreck Hellcats before the warranty has a chance to expire. Boise says that the ZF transmission that Chrysler is using was one of the best decisions Chrysler made. Yeah, I know those superchargers had some bearing issues or whatever. They solved that after 16, I think, didn't they? And not the other ones weren't the other ones recalled back in to get fixed, I think. Every new car like that, though, is going to have some weird, stuff that pops up that they didn't, no matter how much they test stuff out, until it's out there in the real world for a while, things are going to pop up. They always do. Why is the insurance so high on Hellcats? Yeah, why is it so high on everything? I think insurance, there's a lot of factors on insurance. We always talk about that on here too. Not just the car. It's your age and where you live and your reading, your just everything. Your credit rating affects it, and your driving record, and where you live, and does it stay in the garage or not. And there's a million reasons for insurance. And if you, like most people, when you check different insurance companies, you'd be surprised how many different rates you get for the same exact thing. So I always recommend independent insurance agents because they work with a whole bunch of companies, and they can just take your information and they'll call you back later with the best deals and give you your best options, and you can pick one of them rather than you having to sit there forever calling people and trying to figure out what insurance company you want to use. Yeah, I think we have a bunch of cars under one policy. So I think when we got the Challenger, it went up about $1,200 a year or something like that. Maybe a little like $1,300. So just a little over $100 a month. It went up from adding a Challenger Scat Pack to the mix, and then the Tesla we've already gotten the quotes on the Tesla, and it's going to be, I can't remember what she said now. I think $85 or $90 a month, something like that. So it's not too horrible. But again, we live out in the middle of nowhere, Nebraska, so insurance is fairly cheap here. Plus, we got good driving records, and we're old and stuff. So. Boise's driven all three of the pickups, and the Chevy and the Ford had the 10-speed, which I thought the 10-speed is. I haven't driven one. I just thought it sounded cool, and people seem to like it, but it just seemed like a cool transmission to me from what I read. But you say that the 8-speed on the Dodge is way better than the 10. I think people just like the idea of the 10-speed. It's just kind of innovative, and it makes you go, "Ooh, I want to try that out," But. Yeah, Becky, getting fleet red. Well, we just like we said, we have good credit. We're old. We don't have bad driving records, and we live in a very low, crime and vandalism area, all that kind of stuff. And there's no traffic here, so they're factored in. Yeah, I was worried about the Tesla being super expensive because they're really, really expensive to fix. And that's one of the problems with the Teslas. I've seen all kinds of horror stories. People get a little fender bender, and the body parts and stuff are outrageous, and they're hard to get. And a lot of body shops don't want to work on them, and see a lot of people that have like a little got rear-ended or something, and then they're literally without their car for months and months before they can get it fixed, which is a little bit concerning, but we're a little bit crazy, so we want to do something different. Yeah, I heard the GMA speed is crap. Super slow shifting. And hey, Sub-Zero, thanks for being here, man. Appreciate you coming. As always, keeping the conversation going and all that. Thank you very, very much. Got to work tomorrow. I may have to work tonight. If they call me tonight, I'm going to have to turn it down. We don't have to take any trips we don't want to do, so I'm too tired to be going anywhere tonight. It wouldn't be safe. I don't think it'd be fair to the people I have to drive around if I'm falling asleep. That's dangerous. Well, I could take a couple of 5-hour energies or something, I guess, but it might do that. I always think, oh man, I can't do it. And then they call me. I'm like, okay. As soon as they call, I'm like, yeah, I can do it. Even though I'm thinking, oh man, I shouldn't be doing this. This guy's off for 2 weeks. Woohoo! Nice. So Sky says, Joey, I can go live now on YouTube as well. So now we can race. All right. Oh, is Chad leaving? I missed it. Chad's out of here. There's a lot of chat going on over here tonight. I'm having trouble keeping up. I start talking, I look over and I've missed a bunch of stuff. Yeah, you can fill in when I'm on those nights when I don't show up because I'm working or something. You can take over the old live stream. Boise City says, when you tested the 10-speed auto in the F-150, I was thinking that this is not an awesome truck. It does not work. It does ride well, but handle very well. I was thinking, God, out of turn. Huh, really? Didn't like the transmission. That's weird. I thought those were supposed to be great. What's up, Maddie Ritt? Hey, Joey, my friends have the Model 3 Performance Ferocious. It's a real sweet ride. Yeah, I'm sure the performance is really badass. Todd Snake says the 49ers are they're whipping the Packers 23-0 at halftime. Sky said you saw a video of a girl with a 2019 Hellcat getting new tires installed. Think about that. Yeah, that's she's already worn out the tires. Boise City says, "Who needs 10 gears in an automatic?" Yeah, I don't know, but I guess they thought people did. I don't know. It made a lot of news when it first came out. Everybody was kind of, at first anyway. Yeah, I think a lot of people are wearing out their first set of tires pretty quick when they get a certain kind of cars. Doesn't take a whole lot of fun to wear out a set of tires. When I got my new tires, I had worn out the ones that were on the rear. The original ones were, and I sold the wheels and tires to a guy. And in the ad, I put the ones that were on the front still in reasonable condition. He's still using them a little bit. The ones that were on the back are pretty much shot. I'm not sure why that happened, but I knew exactly why it happened. They sold like immediately when I listed them, so I probably should have asked more money. I don't know. I listed them, and like 2 hours later, they were gone. So I probably should have asked more money. Matty Ritz says the Scott Goodyears on your Scat Pack didn't last 14,000 miles. Michelin Pilot Sports were $5 cheaper each and dropped my 0-60 by 0.4 seconds. Yeah. The Goodyears on the car. I mean, I don't know if Goodyear, I wouldn't say they were a bad tire, but they're just way too skinny for the car. So, not really. I don't know if that's necessarily Goodyear's fault as much as it is the choice of tire that they decided to put on there. Yeah, Boise City. I know. I've seen a lot of videos and a lot of just little minor fender benders, little major, minor little things, not major at all. And the parts are hard to come by and inexpensive and a lot more than most cars. Like a lot more than most cars. So I'm surprised the insurance isn't higher on it, but we'll see. And I'm hoping this is a big gamble. I know I'm not buying it because I think it's going to be the most dependable, logical thing to buy. We're buying it because I think it's going to be cool and interesting and fun and a little bit of an adventure. And I think it'll be pretty good to make some videos with. And there's a few reasons like that why we're buying it. If we were trying to be completely practical about it, we probably wouldn't be buying the Tesla Model 3, but especially seeing how we live out in the middle of nowhere. But we're doing it anyway because we're slightly crazy. I mean, if it just flat out doesn't work out, if it just flat out isn't, something that's going to work for us after a while, I'm sure we would sell it or trade it or whatever and get something else. But checking my phone for messages real quick. Boise City says before he leaves, you have one question looking for. Yeah, the message went away. It says message retracted. Boise's message disappeared. He was asking about an Ultima or an Optima, I think. Yeah, tell Happy. That's so awesome. I want to see the car. Definitely want to see that car. Photo. Yes, definitely send me a photo for sure, for sure. Maddie, Ray, Joey, what was your vehicle before your Scat Pack? I had an old 1974 Ford F-250. And then I also have I still have an 02 Saturn SC2. I have a 2000 Ford Focus wagon. Actually, I don't have that anymore, but I just got rid of that. And a 2010 Toyota Prius, and I had a 2007 Harley Davidson Softail Custom. I think that's it. So I didn't really get rid of a car to get the Scat Pack. We just got the Scat Pack. So same with the Tesla we're getting. We're not getting rid of anything. We're just getting Tesla to go along with the rest of the pile of cars. Yeah, tell Happy you need to start a channel. Boise City says, hey guys, so you have a quick question. You're looking at a 2017 Kia Optima and a 2017 Nissan Altima. Both are good vehicles with good warranty. I keep hearing good things about Kia lately, so I don't know anything about either car, to tell you the truth, but I hear a lot of good stuff about Kia lately. Like they're very dependable. I think they're up pretty high on the list the other day too. I know they got a killer warranty on those things. Hey, Shivos Adventures, what's going on? Good to see you. Yep, definitely. Me too. There, if you start a channel, I'll be one of the first subs for sure. Sky says his neighbor has an Optima Turbo. Dominic says they're both reliable. It'd be a toss-up. If it's a toss-up, then see what you get the best deal on and which one you like the looks of or whatever. If they're both good cars, then it kind of comes down to personal taste and what you can get the best deal on. Chivos Adventures, what are your thoughts on the Mustang Mach-E? I kind of wish they had not put the Mustang name on it, but they did, so it's too late. But it's probably pretty cool, and I mean, it looks good. As far as that class of car, I'm not really big into the small SUV or mid-size crossover SUV thing, but as far as those go, it looks better than most of them, or all of them, really. And apparently it's got a really nice range and all that stuff, and looks like Ford's getting serious about some electric stuff, so that's kind of interesting. And even Elon Musk congratulated them on the car and all that, so kind of interesting. But I think it's not bad. It's not a bad looking thing. They could have just called it the Mach. Would have been better if they just called it that and left the Mustang thing off of it. People still would have got the message. Most people know the Mustang and the Mach thing are kind of one and the same deal, you know, but whatever. I don't know. Yeah, Kia has a 10-year. I knew they had really good warranty on those things. And they seem to be, I hear a lot of good things on that company lately. Everyone seems to, I know way back in the day when you first started hearing about Kias, they were kind of laughed at, but it seems like now a lot of people are pretty impressed with them. Becky says Kia has good warranties. Yep. Motley says he rented an Ultima in New Jersey a couple months ago in his car. Hopes that helps. Boise says his grandparents have a 16 Optima SX Turbo and they love it. That's a good sign. I do seem like the people that have Kias seem to really, really like them. So that's usually a good sign too. This guy says he started getting serious with his channel last month. You got 100. Really good, man. Monetized for 2 weeks, you've already got $150. That's pretty good. That's really good. Nitrix into the Scat Pack? Probably never. Maybe when I get my Hellcat, then we'll put nitrous on the Scat Pack. Flip a coin, boys. You just heads it's a Kia, tails it's a Nissan. Who knows? I would just, if it's that tough of a decision, I would just see what the best deal you can get is. Yeah, the 392s I think can't take a lot of. Oh yeah, tail happy. The car is paid off. Been a while now, month and a half or 2 months or so, or whatever it's been. It's all paid off. It's 100% ours. Well, except for the government charges us taxes on it every year, so technically they could take it away if we don't pay that. But yeah, it's as far as the bank's concerned, it's paid off. Paid it off in 2 years exactly. Exactly 2 years we paid it off. We got a 5 or 6 year loan on it, I think, but we paid it off in 2 years. I don't even remember what the payments were because we always paid more than the regular. Shivos Adventures, you blew the engine in your RT. No. Oh man. Trade in a Hellcat and use it all as a down payment. Your payments would be like $20 a month. Yeah. Yeah. Bring up a good point there. Hmm. Let me get through this Tesla thing first. Flip a coin. I dare you to actually flip a coin and make the decision that way, Boise. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, they are dropping on Hellcats. So 100 shot and you blew your RT up. Yeah, used ones. I want a Hellcat so bad. That's the dream. That's the thing. That's the car. As soon as you guys make me a major YouTube star, I can. I only need to be about 50 times bigger than I am to be able to. Yeah, Becky says, boys, you forget the key and get a Hellcat. There you go. Just say, what the hell? Who needs practicality when you can have fun? Get a Hellcat and then get like a 1998 Dodge Grand Caravan for convenience and economy. Yeah, no, you got to catch it and flip it. I've gotten faded away from that Dodge giveaway. I forgot about it. I got so much stuff going on. I forgot to even be looking into the Dodge giveaway thing. Top, he says they gave him $25,200 for his 15 Scat. Nice. You had the first answer, but you waited too long to submit. Yeah, I thought they gave you like a whole week. You didn't make it in time, huh? Bummer. Dominic says there's a dealership in West Virginia. You think they're called Coons, and they have multiple new Hellcats for 50. Yeah, I've seen some new ones in the mid 50s and stuff, but yeah, just the regular, not wide body. Yeah, they are. You can get a pretty good deal on if you just get the plain regular body Hellcat, which is still a hell of a car. Well, guys, it has been an hour and a half, and that's usually where we go. Oh, yeah, Becky's in West Virginia. I forgot about that. Joey, Molly says, Joey, I don't skip your ads. What more? What more? That's right. Thank you very much for not skipping the ads. At least let one of them run. You can skip the rest of them or something. Just at least let somewhere along the line let one of them run. Even I'm guilty of that. I always, as I'm watching, I at least watch one of the ads, and then I may get bored and skip some of the other ones, especially if they put a whole bunch of them in their video. But I always let at least one run so they're getting something out of it. Thank you, Becky, for watching the ads. Appreciate that, you guys. It's always like if it starts out an ad, if you have to like run to get something to drink or go to the bathroom, you can always run and do that while you're letting the ad run. And then by the time you get back, I'm going to head out, guys. Appreciate you all so much. It's been a great Sunday night chat. We had a lot of people and a lot of great chat. And like I always say, you guys just keep this thing going so much. And you kind of make it just kind of fun and easy for me to kick back and watch what we're talking about. And a lot of expert advice from people on here. It's always good to have you guys with all this information out there. So if someone has a question, I rarely have the answer, but you guys always have the answer. So that's cool because we got a lot of knowledgeable different people in here, knowledgeable in different areas, which is really, really cool. Appreciate you guys, and I will see you soon. I'll probably try to do another live chat here soon and make some videos, and we'll talk to you all real soon, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. You guys rock. Thank you. Good night, all.